experiencing, like, I don't know what's a normal noise and what's not. The gearing feels a bit under the smoke. It needs the bonnet taken off.
You're all pretty good. What's he saying? Nothing.
Fuck, it's loud. It's real loud.
It is loud, isn't it?
It just stopped, died. It totally died and I couldn't get it to run. And then I went, oh fuck it, I'll try it. And she fired up. I thought maybe a hose had gone.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Oh, we'll check it over. I don't, because my SR doesn't have
them there and I have no idea.
Why would you put a V6 engine when they have an SR that's more reliable? You know, that's what I wonder.
Again this year, so it's 2020. We've just been through COVID, lockdown, and all that sort of business, and now I'm at Phillip Island for Friday practice. We're in the marshalling area near the dummy group. We've been put here. It's allocated pits this weekend. Yeah, so it's about a 20 car field. There's a few national guys, there's a few Vic V8 guys, and then there's myself, I suppose. So what are we doing, Ash? Come on, don't keep doing it. We're replacing seatbelts. We got done on one seatbelt being not in date, even though they're brand new belts. So Coxie had some formula belts for us, so the guys are trying to get the new belts in so that we can get out for the race that we qualified 10th for. Car's still playing up a bit, but see how we go. So didn't get a lot of footage over the weekend because we're busy trying to fix problems. So this is Sunday race 1. GoPro was playing up as well. As you can see, I got a decent start, but then just got swamped by the guys, the V8s. Most of the cars besides Brett and Graham are V8s, so they got a bit more grunt. So by this point, we had changed spark plugs and you put new gaps for the plugs, changed coils, and we've also bypassed the solenoid for this one. We're just running from the turbo to the wastegate. Basically, we've got to cut out like a miss that's been plaguing us all weekend. Big lock up there by someone up front. So it was actually pretty overcast on the Sunday. Look at that, lazy as shit coming out of the corner it was. Yeah, so unfortunately you'll see Graham over to the left put it into the wall. He's fine, but unfortunately the car was beyond repair. So the last race got red flag, so we didn't get many laps. Now we've changed the crank angle sensor, and it's also got new cam sensors in it as well. And basically the ECU is not throwing any faults whatsoever. So Cammy blasted by there, he had to come off the back of the grid. He had a bit of a problem on the outlap. Didn't get as good start then. I seemed to get a bit more left behind. Also, I've got pad knockoff, so you'll be noticing at times that I'm double pumping
on the pedal. Basically, we're not getting any fade, hence why I'm still running, but we're getting some pad knock off, especially into like turn 1. Yeah, and also our gear ratio isn't right. Look at this, putting a move on, actually doing some racing. The Vic V8 guys who are playing sports vans were great to race with. They clearly don't want to smash their cars like I don't want to, so in some of the earlier races it was getting a bit tight, but the guys were, you know, they were racing fair and clean, and that's all you can ask for. So we're hoping that we'd fix the problem here. We've done some tweaking on the ECU. At this stage we didn't have logging, and unfortunately all our friends that know Haltech more than we do weren't at the track and couldn't sort of help us. We've now set up logging, so we're trying to diagnose the problem. Car actually felt pretty good, and I reckon that yeah, definitely can go a lot faster. It definitely should be in the low 40s. We did a 47 over the weekend, and in this race I did nearly all the flying laps that I did were 47, so, and super close, so it's very consistent. As you can see, it's quite a lot better than these guys under brakes and into the corners, and that's even with the issues that we've got. So yeah, I'm really happy with the setup that we've put into the car so far. It's from my brother Ash. It's quite stiff. It's a lot stiffer than a lot of the other guys run their S13s, but it feels good with the big slicks. It grips up. It's probably just checking fuel pressure there. So we tried to dial some more things into the dash. We couldn't get the boost to show up, and we didn't have lambda, so that's going to be set up as well. A couple of things that we need to fix. As you can see, I was taking it very easy to turn 1 with the brake issue. I thought we've got enough issues, we're not going for any wins or places, so missed a gear then like a fool. Didn't do too bad over the weekend with gear missing. When you haven't been in the car for a while and so much sim racing with paddle shift, you know, you sort of get used to the lazy way of racing. But yeah, with the diff ratio a bit naff, we've got a 4.1 in it. As you can see, I'm driving around pretty much in 5th and 6th and only coming back to 4th for a couple of the corners. So I've dropped back a bit here, and you can hear the first sort of miss. So John Goulet and all the guys are on this corner, so I was trying to make sure I did a good job around here so they didn't think I was a nuffy. So starting to push it a little bit on the exit there. Trying to be clean with my shifts. I'm starting to hear that miss coming in. Very frustrating. It's the first race after we've had the car tuned earlier in the year before COVID kicked in. We got it tuned in March, so it's been that long. So we're not sure. It could be we're already finding some faults. Well, CMS is helping me at the moment, and Tony Don as well from the E-Series has been helping. So hopefully we can figure out what's wrong. As you can see, you're getting a bit of closing speed. A little less chassis grade through the corners, but then the V8 Commodore just walks away. And then we're in 6th here already. We're in 6th coming out of that final corner. So I'm not trying to rev the shit out of it because I'm trying to keep it cool to hopefully stop that miss. As you can see, I've got a long way back. Back to 5th. And iRacing has definitely, for me, helped with my lines. It's all going to change, obviously, when I go faster. I know that. We're only doing 47s. So once we're into the low 40s, I'm sure things will change in all areas. But at this stage, I was just happy I was still racing, and we hadn't been sent home with our belt issue and with the you know, the car playing up. I have to say, real race cars have got way more grip than sim cars, and I know that everyone who plays iRacing knows that with the time models a bit naff, but they are getting better. And you know, props to them. The track felt exactly the same as the sim. I'd sort of forgotten it. As you can see, I got a lot better over the top. Coming back to 3rd, I was a bit shaky, ran. It's just a 350Z gearbox. It's a twin plate ceramic clutch, which M Auto hooked up for me. And you know, here I was like, I could stuff it right up there and try and get a good run, but I knew this was going to happen as soon as we're here. And with the car faulting, I just felt it was silly to try and overtake him and try and run him there. And again, double pumping on the pedal, giving it a go, braking a lot earlier. So you can see where I'm losing time. So I think that's all positive in my books, because it means we can just some basic stuff, repairs and things, make up a lot of time. And as you can see, closing in on him, he's really struggling for turn in there. Car's starting to pop, unfortunately, which is obviously losing us time. By this point I'm probably thinking, oh shit, here we go again, another race with Snap Apple and Popple and Croc and Pop and Doodle and Dad. So yeah, it wasn't ideal. Come on, Ran. Feels like there's maybe a boat anchor behind me, doesn't it? So yeah, this is was my view. I only got to do 6 laps in the 50k plate, which Stephen Tomasi won, with Brett Dickey second, and I think it was Alan Nash in third. And if you haven't hopped over to the Victorian Sports Sedan page and had a look, there's a great in-car and also outside of him losing it down the main straight. Massive save, very Days of Thunder. So this is what it was like. I think I get on this lap's a lot better, and I'm on him a lot more. The missing obviously is now getting a lot worse. And because we didn't have logging set up, I've learned so much more in the last 3 or 4 days, and that's a bit like what it's like. Sometimes you're lost in the wilderness, and then a few guys help you, and you'll learn a lot, and you can take that into into your future racing, and that's what it is constantly. And this is the first outing for this car. We only did a test at Winton, so this is the first race meeting. I must say the Kumos are great, lots of grip, really good tyre, and for our car substantially cheaper for a set than any of the other brands that we looked at. And it also aligns with the Nationals who run the Kumos as well. It's like there's popcorn. Maybe I'm cooking popcorn in that under the gold wrap. And yes, I know the gold wrap's on the wrong side. It's a little bit more aesthetic than actually useful. It should be on the other side for heat management. But you know what? John Goulet does it like that, so it's good enough for John Goulet. It's good enough for me. Getting a good run here. Come on, Ran. So yeah, without those pops, you'd have to think with the power, if it remained constant, that I don't think he'd get away on any of the little straights as much as he is there. We're able to beat him in the wet, but I think it makes sense why. That car is a lot bigger and heavier and would have moved around a lot more. Yeah, I held back. There's no point. But you can see that he's struggling a lot with setup. It's a bit like me in iRacing actually at times. I think this is like some of the other guys behind me, and they're like, "What are you doing, Rad?" Yeah. So a good run. I'm getting a much better run onto the main straight. And if I had things fixed, I think we could definitely have kept with him a lot more, and then been able to get by him around the rest of the track and get a little bit of a gap, so that he couldn't get back by again. So yeah, I think have I decided to back out here? Look, I probably haven't, but I think we've watched enough of me driving around in circles. So yeah, it was. Look, big thanks to everybody that helped over the weekend. We're getting a good run on him here. Maybe we'll go for the rest of this lap. But yeah, thanks to everybody. Thank you to Penrite Oils, Raceworks, Helltech and Turbo Smart, all massive supporters and helped me out and look after me. Also M Auto and Ash, my brother, who came along and helped all Saturday and Sunday, and he's the one that got the belts in and everything. His little hands were able to get the seat back in fast. Autobarn in Sunbury also helped me out a lot. Adam and the crew there, and Luke and that, and the boys and the ladies are all fantastic. So thanks to them. To BMC air filters, got a really grouse filter of theirs on, and Sharp Exhaust help out a lot. And a lot of the guys in Sunbury do. Oh, come on, Rod, get into it. Yeah, GK Tech. We're running a lot of GK Tech stuff there. GK Tech have really, a lot of their products have just got better and better. So if you haven't used their stuff for you know, 5 or 6 years and you want to have a look, go check them out again, because they're onto like version 3s and 4s of things now and have really refined stuff. And yeah, and I'm telling Ash and my brother that I don't know what's going on, it's dead. So yeah, I'm sure I've forgotten to thank some people, but you know, everyone that helped and sent messages, Gaz and Nath, who is having a baby, so he couldn't come down and help too much, and I probably annoyed him a bit too much, but yeah, and to my dad coming down and helping and everybody. So thanks for watching. Hopefully we might have some good news in the coming days, if you know, and coming weeks. If not, we'll see you next year, hopefully for round 1 in February for the Victorian State Sports Sedan Championship, possibly with the heavy metal class as part of that, which is basically just floor pan cars. So I'm running with the sports sedans because they are sports sedans. But yeah, cheers guys.